Ladies and gentlemen, let's address the elephant in the room. Look, I was really excited for Black Ops 7. I genuinely was. I was gassed. I thought this would be the year for me to lock in on the Black Ops content. Knowing I already run a channel for Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon already, I thought, oh, let's play something different, dive back into something I grew up on when I was younger. And I'm not saying we didn't play the previous installments. Every single year I've always purchased a Call of Duty game and booked time off from work. But this is the one year where I've turned around and said to work, I'm going to come back early because the campaign is normally what builds me up for the multiplayer. And the problem is Warzone. Yeah, I'll let this play in the background while we're here. I'll get a little bit of sound in there. The only problem is you probably have me talking. But literally, the issue I am faced with and I have is one, health bars. Fuck me, man. Like, why we got those? Better yet, why we got crazy ass bosses as well? But that's another conversation. I'm jumping the gun a bit. We're not building up. Yeah. And when I was younger, I used to attend midnight launches. I was that young. I'd have to ask my mum's fella to take us, and he would take us obviously there for the midnight launch to help me and my brother buy Call of Duty because we weren't old enough. And don't look at me like that. I know you lot have been playing GTA similar to me, way under the age limit. Don't judge. But nah, and I'm gonna be honest, like from playing Call of Duty for all these years and slowly watching it slip off and pivot into different directions, I don't know what to take from playing this. It's I hear it over and over again. People saying, "Yeah, well, our time's done. This is for the next generation," and that. And it's like, for me, when playing this specific mission, it felt like I was playing Far Cry. Something you'd get from obviously doing those missions, and or Just Cause or something like crazy weirdness type thing. And when it said about it being 4-player co-op, I was sort of like, okay, cool. I wonder what their take on it would be. Like, they're going to do it similar to the COD story, like, because it's not as if they haven't done it. If you obviously depends on how old you are. If you ever played World at War introduced a competitive story mode, and basically it was the campaign that you were used to playing, which came with the original game, but you each had a point system, so you would compete and see who can obviously achieve the highest score by the end of the mission. And you used to be able to all enjoy it on. I don't know if difficulties were accessible during that, but I think it was. But it was similar to COD Zombies. Yet again, another thing they kind of messed up. And I don't want to say Warzone ruined Call of Duty, but it played a big part. Because Warzone gained them the most money and whatever, they have kind of tried to ram it down our throat in the campaign, in Zombies, like every element from Warzone. And like I kind of wish they'd go back to the 3-year cycle where Infinity Ward would focus on a game. They would focus on the story mode, and that's all we really got: story mode and multiplayer. And then the next year came after, and we would have ourselves Treyarch. Treyarch would focus on the zombie game mode for that specific game. And then obviously from doing Treyarch Zombies, you'd get access to multiplayer and their own storyline as well. And then obviously the year after, you'd have Sledgehammer Games. And it used to be like that. You used to have COD 4, Infinity Ward, World at War, Treyarch, Modern Warfare 2. Try and get my order. Modern Warfare 2, I believe, was Infinity Ward again. And then I think we headed into the Black Ops, then Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2. I can't remember. It was a COD Ghost after the Black Ops 2. And then Black Ops 3. Then I think it was like Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 4. Because Black Ops 4 didn't have a campaign. I don't really know the cycle of what they come out, man. We've been playing since 2007, like I've said before, 18 years of trying to remember COD games back to back every year. But the I would be lying if I haven't said the campaign's pissed me off. It has. Every year I book time off to be able to play the COD campaign on veteran difficulty, and I tolerated it with the previous installments of Call of Duty when they started to introduce realism, but nothing will ever compete. You lot may have beat it on realism similar to me, you may have beat it on veteran, but you will never ever experience the true torture of a Call of Duty game on veteran until you have beat COD 4 and World at War. Nothing will ever compete. You could say Modern Warfare 2 as well. But the thing is, there were little elements that you used to get. You used to get a certain game mode for Modern Warfare 3, and it was like a survival based type thing. And then on top of that, you would have the Modern Warfare 2 game introduced Spec Ops. Sorry, I'm bouncing up fucking timelines and back. But Modern Warfare 2 introduced Spec Ops mode. And the thing is, even if they did do that in this, gave us a full story mode. So they could have had story mode. They could have had, obviously, a Warzone type Spec Ops mode where they introduced these type of scenarios. Because it wasn't a campaign. It was a, can you go to this objective and secure this? Can you secure that? Can you hold down this location? And that's the thing that kind of frustrated me, because when you have grown up to you've how do I word this? You have been able to experience the full potential of what COD came from, and to see it in the state of mind it is now, it's not exactly the most promising, as you can see. Well, let me see. Here we go. Like, I don't know where it went wrong. Like, I don't know, like, what happened. Where did we how did we go? We started obviously playing the old Black Ops games on the channel. I never did get around to finishing them, and we got ourselves hyped up for Black Ops 7, talking about how good it was going to be, and to experience this. I hate the plating. I don't think normally in Call of Duty you have health bars. I don't think you normally do. Um, I don't know. But yeah, I'm very disappointed in the way the campaign has gone. I have played one match on Black Ops 7 at the moment. I will work on the potential content for camo grinding. I'm still on the fence about whether to try and fit it into live streams or focus on it as an upload front, because it is still a small channel. But yeah, I don't know. It felt like a chore to finish the campaign, but I didn't want to not finish it because I finished every single Call of Duty campaign. But for me, it didn't have that challenge aspect to it. I think the co-op side was really good. Like, obviously, yes, playing with friends, 4-player co-op would be fantastic, but this is just Warzone and zombies mixed into one, unfortunately. But I hope they live and learn. But yeah. Well, take care of yourselves. The full playthrough's on the channel anyway. I don't want to drag it out more. Obviously, all I'm going to say is I'm disappointed in the way the campaign went. Multiplayer, from what I've played, seems somewhat okay. It's just recycled Black Ops 2 maps, though. Are they running out of ideas? Maybe. But really, what they could have done is introduce this as a complete random new standalone game and called it, I don't know, blah, 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 from the creators of Call of Duty, or inside the world of Call of Duty type thing, No one believed this was campaign when I was playing it as well. And it's just a shame. I think this would have pulled off well if it wasn't under the name of Call of Duty. If it was released as something else, like, I don't know, Kino or so, I don't fucking know. Look, I'm not good at naming it. I'm naming this off the top of my head. But if they come up with a franchise where it was revolved around 4-player co-op, big bosses, there was a part where it playing in third person as well. I didn't want to drag this on more than I needed to, but when you started to play third person, it looked a bit better. Like, I ain't gonna say it's completely shit, but it is. But like, literally, as you can see, it didn't look too bad in third person. If they had made it, kind of gave me Tom Clancy The Division vibes, along with Left 4 Dead in a sense, the 4-player co-op zombie experience, taking on boss fights. You know, they they could have made. I think if this was not under the title of Call of Duty Black Ops 7, I think it would have been a good game. But because people expect a certain thing when it comes to the COD content and the COD gameplay and the COD games, especially when you have built a relationship with characters. In this Call of Duty game, I felt nothing towards the characters. Maybe there was one point where we had we were in the hallucination about saving the president. That was pretty much it. But yeah, there's so much I could rant about here, but I really don't know the direction without prepping an actual script or a bullet point thing to lead into, because I'm just going off the top of my head and the way I feel. But I I am massively I'm angry. I'm frustrated. I'm a little gutted. I'm disappointed. You know, emotions are high. When you've loved COD for as long as you have, even if you're new to the franchise or even not been to the franchise for a couple of years, you might be like, "What the fuck has this come to?" And the problem is I am big on loyalty, and I'm committed obviously to Yu-Gi-Oh on my main channel. I'm committed to obviously playing this on this channel as well, and sticking. When you've played COD or whatever a game for so many years, you kind of don't want to turn your back on it. But yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. But yeah, um, I'll figure some stuff out in terms of the camo grind. I think it probably would be beneficial to stream here just to be able to build an audience, build a relationship with you all. I don't want it to be that I'm like, oh yeah, I ain't never playing COD, because my ideal plan is to build a community where we can host private matches, where we can host obviously certain games, or go into zombies together, or even Warzone. Like, I'm not a big Warzone fan. Like, I used to play it back in Verdansk very early days, COVID days. Um, but yeah, but obviously that's a long way away yet. Obviously, once we've kind of built an audience, then we can start looking into that kind of thing. But yeah, um, take it easy. If you're gonna play the campaign, good luck. Just my advice: don't buy the fucking game. Realistically, if you're gonna play multiplayer, fair enough. But if you're gonna play story, please subscribe.